All right, guys, so let's talk about something that's been causing quite a stir lately. Michelle Buteau, who's really talented if you ask me, is making headlines for slamming Dave Chappelle during her Netflix special. So why is this a big deal? Well, Chappelle, as you know, has been known for quite an edgy sense of humor. A brand that often, teeters on the edge of controversy. And his jokes about the transgender community, particularly from The Closer, have sparked intense debate over the years.
I'm here to this show tonight thinking that I'm going to make fun of those people again. You've come to the wrong show. I'm not with those people anymore. It wasn't worth the trouble. I ain't saying.
Now, if you haven't caught Buteau's latest special, Michelle Buteau, A Beautiful Mind, you're missing out because it debuted Tuesday on Netflix at the iconic Radio City Music Hall. And it's during this exciting moment that she, kind of decided to call out Chappelle. So she discusses her black lesbian friend and follows it up by questioning why some comedians choose to, disparage a whole community. I think it kind of set the stage for her point pretty well. Buteau doesn't hold back, really, She openly questions how someone could make millions, literally millions, making others feel unsafe. And to be honest, it's quite a stance she takes, which is super powerful because she flips the narrative entirely. She's like, I'm here to, make people feel safe, seen and entertained without, bringing others down. That's her whole vibe, Now, what happened with Chappelle isn't new news. In The Closer, released in 2021, he made several jokes directed at the trans community, and imagine the backlash. It was pretty significant. Critics came down hard, accusing him of crossing the line, but in true Chappelle fashion, he didn't back away.
It wasn't worth the trouble. I ain't saying shit about trans people. Maybe 3 or 4 times a night, but that is it. Tired of talking about them. And you wanna know why I'm tired of talking about them? Because these people acted like I needed them to be funny. Well, that's ridiculous.
Instead, he doubled down in his follow-up special, The Dreamer. He refused to adjust the controversial parts, kind of standing his ground. And, right or wrong, it's a stance that sparked even more discussions, right? Now, Buteau, who's just, really stepping into the spotlight herself, chooses to use her platform to highlight how comedy can uplift rather than, tear down. It's quite a refreshing angle, especially considering how common, such debates about comedic boundaries are lately. She seems totally committed to, providing an experience that feels inclusive and, welcoming for all sorts of people. So there's this larger conversation happening about, what the role of comedians should be in society today. Should they push boundaries to provoke thought, or should they be more cautious to avoid offending people, And I guess the question is where do you stand on this? Really, where should the line be drawn? Buteau's choice to speak out, especially at such a, prestigious venue like Radio City Music Hall, definitely makes us think. It's not just about, whom she's addressing, but also about what kind of impact comedy should have, right? Should it focus more on providing a safe space, or should it challenge the audience to, think differently? Even if that means, venturing into uncomfortable territories? Oh, and here's something to chew on. Does responsibility fall on the comedians themselves? Or, does the audience have a role in deciding what's okay and what's not? What I'm trying to say is, maybe it's, a balance of both. At the end of the day, it's about the conversation it stimulates, right? Anyway, guys, it's such an important topic, really. And how do entertainers navigate this fine line? Seriously, what do you think about Michelle Buteau's comments and, comedy's role in society today? Let us know in the comments below. It's always interesting to hear multiple perspectives, right? So, that's it for now. Don't forget to, subscribe for more. See you next time.